Welcome back as we next look at practical aspects in the use and maintenance of equipment, beginning with the fitting and removal of drum pumps on 210-litre oil drums. Firstly, the large oil bung plug and surrounding area should be cleaned. The plug is then removed using a suitable bung spanner. The pump is next prepared by first ensuring that it is thoroughly clean and that there are no obstructions at the strainer end of the suction pipe. The pump is gently placed through the bung hole, then carefully lowered all the way down into the drum. The threaded adapter is then screwed into the bung hole. This need only be hand secured, after which the suction pipe securing screw is firmly tightened to lock the pump. Before pumping, it will usually be necessary to loosen off the small bung plug to allow for air intake as the oil level drops inside the drum. Oil may now be pumped, as in our example, by rotating the operating handle. Whenever a pump is to be removed, first loosen the securing screw and then lift the pump high enough to bring the suction end clear of the oil. Then pump out any oil which may still be in the pump body. Remove the pump, when it is empty, by unscrewing the bung adapter and lifting the unit clear. Wipe off excess oil before storing the pump. Firmly replace the bung to avoid contaminants entering the drum. We next turn our attention to measuring cans. Firstly, we must point out that only when oil has reached the bottom of the neck area does the can contain the capacity specified. After the oil has been poured out, there will always be a little left stuck to the bottom and the sides of the jug. If the jug is simply left out in the open, as often happens, it will collect dirt or dust from the surroundings. After a while, enough grime will have collected to ruin a machine if we were to use it again in this condition. The rule should be that immediately after use, your measuring cans must be thoroughly cleaned and then stored away in a cupboard in order to keep them free of contamination. Let's look now at the preparation of a typical handheld grease gun. The loading of grease into a grease gun can be done by unscrewing the canister from the pump head and then inserting the canister's open end into clean, fresh grease. The plunger is now pulled slowly outward. Grease will be drawn into the canister at this time. The plunger rod, being spring-loaded, must be locked into place to prevent the plunger from shooting forward. Excess grease is cleaned away from the threaded end of the canister. Whereafter the canister is carefully re-threaded back into the pump head and firmly secured. At this time, the plunger rod can be released to allow the plunger to push upon the grease, forcing it toward the pump head. After a few pumps on the handle, grease will be forced through the delivery hose, and the greaser will operate. A less messy filling method is to pump grease from a refinery pail greaser through this filling spigot, usually fitted to most handguns. This attachment, which threads into a refinery pail greaser outlet, provides a connection to the spigot of the grease gun. By pumping the pail greaser, grease will be pumped into the hand greaser. When full, the spigot will pop off the connector, and a little surplus grease will have to be wiped away. After the break, we shall conclude this program with some practical tips.